Welcome.
Alright, Superman. I'm sorry. Go
on. It's a special moment because we have surpassed over 100 downloads. I think
we're well past 100 downloads. I won't say the exact number, but just know that
it's around the 120s by now. That's good,
Yeah,
people are actually listening.
I hope it's not robots. To all the people actually listening, though, we appreciate you. We love you. Please keep listening. Spread the positivity and the love and the happiness.
You're against robots, Pete? You don't support the robot freedom to listen to podcasts? Pete?
No. Because, dude,
robots have rights.
What happens if Arnold comes back from the future, man, and just starts, just ending civilization as we know it?
Yeah, but what if he came back and started, a cooking show or something? Then what?
You're telling me the Terminator would come back and start a cooking show?
I don't see why not. He could heat the food with his laser eye.
You are as... I don't even know what to say. I'm baffled.
He can use his metal body.
Yeah,
he can transform it into utensils, into knives and stuff.
Anyways, I'm gonna hit this intro because I'm feeling great today. But actually no, I forget what it is. You do it.
Oh, my signature. Go for it.
Your signature. Go for it, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone and everything in between. Welcome to episode 7 of the Stay Positive podcast. We have reached over 100 downloads.
We just said that.
Yeah, but shut up, Pete. We did it. It's a monumental occasion. We feel so great, and we're so happy to have all the beautiful, handsome viewers watching us. Wait, no, listening to us. So, if my memory is correct, Pete promised he would do a dopamine fast 3 episodes later. I think he did it. Did you, Pete? Are you a liar?
Alex.
Yeah?
Have I ever been a liar to you, man? Have I ever lied to you? Stop looking at me like that, man. That's not cool, bro. Okay, the point is, episode 3, I said I would do a dopamine fast. I ended up totally forgetting to mention it last week when we talked on episode 6, but the reality is I ended up doing it the day before we recorded episode 6, and so I kept my promise. Alex, you could suck it.
Alright, I wasn't there.
Yeah, well, no one was there.
How did you feel, Pete? How did
I feel? Well, to be fair, I had a bunch going on that week.
Stressful week.
It was a stressful week. I just started my internship. I just started doing a lot more stuff for some projects I'm working on as well, including the Stay Positive podcast. And then
should be your primary.
I also had an exam for a class I was taking.
You took a summer college.
Yeah, I took a summer college course because those are so fun. No, to be fair, it's an interesting class and probably is going to help us create our hoverboard tech in the future.
What is it? Electromagnetism?
Electromagnetic systems.
Yeah, so we're basically one step closer to creating a Back to the Future world.
If it's not going to be hoverboard like a skateboard, it'll be hoverboard shoes. Keep your eye on it for the future. But anyways,
what the heck would I want a hoverboard shoes
just
for?
Go along with it, man. Who cares? It's cool.
No, it's not.
It is.
I'm floating instead of walking.
Yeah.
That's not how God intended.
How do you know God intended it?
It's true.
Existential risk.
Why can't I fly by myself then?
Because you're an aerodynamically inept creature. That's why.
Okay.
So yeah, anyways, I had a lot going on that week, and it was stressing me out. And to be fair, I had already, like I said, planned it for 3 weeks earlier. I knew I needed it because it's about 7 weeks left of the summer at this point. And, I'm grinding a bunch of stuff, so I just wanted to make sure that before the end of it, before I got back to school, I would have, a clear head with all the projects that I'm working on. And so I definitely got what I wanted out of it, and it was worth it. I took a 2-hour walk, believe it or not, that night, to end it all off. I had done all my thinking, did the same stuff. This time I didn't actually answer the questions directly. Rather, I thought about the questions in my head.
What questions?
The 5 questions I mentioned last time.
Who, what, where, when, why?
yeah, what's the pain? Where is it? How's it feel?
Are you in pain,
All that
Pete?
stuff. Yeah, like I remember the one when we first talked about dopamine fasting. You said, "Well, where's your pain? How does it feel?" Oh yeah, I'm hitting myself
With a hammer.
in the head with a hammer.
And answering those 5 questions.
Exactly. Like if it hurts, stop hitting yourself in the head with a hammer. Best case scenario, it stops hurting. Worst case scenario, you I don't know,
Permanent brain
bash your
damage.
head. But anyways, yeah. So I definitely got a lot out of it, but I didn't answer the questions directly when I was writing. Instead, I just thought about them, and this time I just wrote down what I learned. So
And what did you learn, Pete?
well, that's personal, bro. I can't divulge that information.
Understood. Top
But
secret.
to be fair, I did do a lot of brainstorming for some of my projects, and that was really helpful also. And I can't divulge that either.
Yeah,
but maybe
I know.
one day I
we
will.
signed non-disclosure agreement. We
to
can't
ourselves.
Yeah, it's true. We
But
can't reveal our top secret projects.
it's okay, man. Speaking of top secret, I've been thinking about a lot of top secret stuff lately. Or not like top secret. I've been thinking about the nature of like top secret stuff in the US, like have you ever heard of like Project MK Ultra, for instance?
No.
Like, do you know the show Stranger Things on Netflix?
I've heard of it, yeah.
So it's basically this girl, she's got like these crazy powers. Or like the whole premise is like one child goes missing in this little like rural town. This child goes missing, and then like out of nowhere, this girl ends up in this town. She pops up out of nowhere. No one knows where she came from. Like they literally make her out to look like she's an alien, practically. Like she's totally different.
Yeah.
And one thing leads to another. This like you find out that this girl has powers or whatever, like some telekinetic powers, practically. And it's like weird because we don't know how this happens. It turns out this girl was a child of a person who was a subject in Project MK Ultra. So Project MK Ultra is basically this government-run program that I'm pretty sure like all this stuff has been declassified, and if it hasn't, well, then that's very awkward. But
isn't this fiction?
No, this is real. This actually happened.
Stranger Things is real?
No. The project, man.
Oh.
What? Dude, Stranger Things is literally about this girl.
Based on MK Ultra?
Yeah, it's part fiction, part reality.
What's
the fictional part is where this girl has telekinetic powers and is fighting off aliens.
So is MK Ultra like an experiment to try and create telekinetic humans?
It's a very unethical experiment. It's basically like taking mentally ill patients and like
seeing if they have superpowers.
No, like putting an exorbitant amount of drugs into their system, like LSD, ecstasy, things of that nature, and they would literally they would fry their brains, dude. Literally.
Did they get superpowers?
Are you kidding me, man?
Did they?
No. What did you think? They just unlocked their third eye or something because they fed them like 10 tabs of LSD?
What if that was the secret?
Dude, no. That's messed up. But yeah, anyway, so in the show, this girl with the powers, she's the child of one of the subjects. And like the whole premise of the show is basically like there's this other dimension, this parallel universe where there's these aliens that exist and they try to take over the town, but from a parallel version of that town. It's like it makes use of parallel universe theory and
what's
yada,
the point
yada.
of conquering the parallel town instead of your own town?
Well, these aliens, dude, they're like
did they already
big nasty creatures. They try to eat people.
Did they already conquer their version of their town?
Well, you see, it's weird because their version of the town is like a very dreary, dark, gloomy place.
Okay.
Like imagine let's say we're in this it's light-filled room. If you were in their version of the parallel universe, it's like the scenery is a lot more gloomy, it's a lot more dark, and there are like leaves. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've watched the show Stranger Things, you know what I'm talking about. Like the in the air, there's just kind of like leaves or flaky like little objects just constantly around there, almost like clumps of snow just drifting through the wind. It's weird. It's really weird. They try to make it out like this is just a very gloomy dimension.
All right. But why would the aliens care? They're aliens.
Well, yeah.
Or they this is too depressing. I don't feel like eating people in this dimension.
Well, no, the thing is, in their dimension, they're the only ones that exist. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I haven't watched the show in like over 2 years.
How they
Because I stopped after the
how did they
sentences.
find a new dimension?
There was like some kind of rip.
What did they eat
Like-
before they found the new dimension?
Dude, I have no idea. You want me to go ask one of them?
Yeah. Bring them on the podcast.
No, I don't remember. They had like there was
What
like
they look
a
like?
rip in the reality. They were. Do you remember what those weird plants from Super Mario Bros. Like those?
The piranha plants?
Yes, the piranha plants. Like imagine those, except kind of like a starfish as its head. So like its head was like shaped like a star,
Yeah.
but when it would close its mouth, it would still be like looking like a piranha plant, and it would walk on all fours rather than like two legs like the regular piranha plant.
So it's like a stegosaurus?
No, not even close.
Well,
I'm telling you, its head
It
is
ha-
shaped like a star when it opens its mouth,
when
and
it
it's got
opens its
teeth,
mouth-
jagged, everything.
Yeah. What's its neck look like? Long?
A little bit, not too long.
Do they look
but
like
not very
humans?
short. No,
So-
it's a monster, dude. It's an alien.
But like, what's its body shape? Like a dog or a lion?
Yeah, you can imagine it like a dog
So it's
or like a wolf, like the size of a wolf.
so it's on all fours.
It's a big boy.
It's like a small giraffe.
No, dude.
So, no, you're saying it has four
Piranha
legs,
plants don't have necks the size of Long Island Expressway, man.
but they are long-ish.
Okay, let's imagine that their neck is maybe like a foot long. You know?
Okay,
Like whereas a human's neck is 6 inches. That's like
so
their
slightly
necks are-
longer necks,
Yes.
walk on all fours like a
Yes.
wolf, and have a starfish that closes and chomps like a starfish.
Yeah, except starfish don't.
Shut
chomp.
up, Pete.
But yeah, no, these things were creepy, man. But to be fair, like they look like kind of like the piranha plants. Yeah, I think the funniest thing about this, or it was kind of ironic, was that in the beginning they started off this show, as like they introduced this little thing
Mhm.
into the show, but it was like a tadpole almost. It was like a baby of this alien, right?
Okay.
And one of the kids in the show like found it, and then like he kept it as a pet. But then this thing literally eventually ended up growing and then became more dangerous. I think it ended up eating his cat or
Sweet.
something. I don't remember. It was like I said a long time ago. I haven't watched this show. It was really
Stranger
good.
Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
All right.
It was a good show. The first 2 seasons were great, but I don't know. I've heard
How
some.
many seasons are there?
I think 4.
All right.
I've heard some mixed stuff about
The later seasons.
the later seasons, yeah, but I know the first 2 seasons were very engrossing.
All right.
So check it out, people. If you're interested in seeing some parallel universe alien piranha plants.
And MK Ultra was an unethical experiment to try and unlock latent superpowers.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember what that was about. MK Ultra.
What would you do? What superpower would you want?
Oh my gosh, this is so funny because I was literally asked this the other day.
So yeah, what superpower? If you had a choice of superpower, what superpower would it be?
So I told them
Your
the people
friends?
that asked me, that I wish I can go to any point in time, either past or future.
Time travel.
Yeah, essentially. Because that would be pretty interesting. I would really want to see how certain events played out in the past and how they do play out into the future. Because the thing is with me is I'm really transparent about how I view things and very non-judgmental unless I've seen every side of the story. You know, like, now don't get me wrong. This doesn't say that I'm like looking at Nazism and saying it wasn't evil. No, I'm saying that like before I judge a person like situation, like I need to make sure I've heard their story and the person that is speaking against them, and then I can make a judgment.
I mean, in all fairness, if someone held a gun to your head and said, "Hey, you're a Nazi now," I doubt you're gonna say no.
I mean, that's different though. Like I'm kind of being coerced into becoming a Nazi.
Yeah, not all Nazis were like, yeah, Nazis are great. They like had to. They couldn't say that out loud because then they killed. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's what happens when you live in a totalitarian state.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
So
mean,
time travel.
yeah, dude. I mean, could you imagine how interesting it would be to go 200 years in the future.
And then see how everything's exactly the same.
That would kill me. I'm telling you, man, that would give me so much pain to see if, like,
Humanity is
if
the
humanity
same
has literally
petty
not,
nonsense.
literally not changed in any way in 200 years. I would freak. I would lose my mind.
It would be like World War III, but instead of like countries and continents, it'll be planets. And we're just sending spaceships, and it'll be Star
Well,
Wars.
to be fair, that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
No. I'm not saying the
Earth
war
is being
part.
destroyed. It's like, this is pretty cool.
I'm not saying the war part, genius. I'm saying the
space travel.
Yeah, the whole aspect of technological advancement. That'd be super cool. Well, okay. I mean, I don't know. I can think of another one, but what would yours be? What would your superpower be if you had to choose
I
one?
mean, I feel like time travel is cheap, but mine is also just as cheap. I basically said that the greatest superpower ever is the ability to conjure up anything in your mind, to make anything you want real.
Huh.
So like the original one, like 10 years ago, when like we were at tennis camp and we were just like talk, and we were bringing up the argument, and someone brought up the notion of like the ability to draw anything and make it real. And I was just
So like Doodle Pop?
yeah. So
SpongeBob.
So basically like the Doodle Bop episode of SpongeBob, where you like just draw something and it comes like into reality. It's like that would be the greatest superpower, because you could literally do anything. You could create a teleporter, and you teleport. You create money, and you make money. You can create an Iron Man suit. And now you can be Iron Man. So your ability is limited only to your imagination, which would be overpowered.
Huh. I mean, you definitely don't want to do this to someone with a lack of imagination.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty tough. But, I suppose, like, yeah, being able to manifest anything from your imagination.
Thought, yeah.
That could be so detrimental, bro.
Why?
Well, I mean, imagine just, like, thinking of something that you wouldn't think actually would be hurtful.
Like what?
Just, I don't know, man. Like,
why draw a $20 bill and suddenly the world dies?
I don't know. One person could think like having a pet dragon would be sick. Then next thing you know, it's like Game of Thrones all over again.
Yeah, but then I just conjure up my go-to dragon rocket launcher and just shoot it down.
Yeah, that's gonna fix your problems.
It'll solve the dragon problem.
And what happens when the wrong people get a hold of your dragon rocket launcher?
I conjure up the ability to erase anything I've previously conjured up. That's why it's overpowered. It's like I can do anything. I am the master of time and space itself.
I would say space. I'm the master of time here, dude.
Yeah, that's funny. It's like you just pick time and I pick space.
Damn.
That's actually really... That wasn't even scripted. We just happened to pick the most two overpowered powers.
Wow. Hey, man. I mean, that's why we're co-hosting Stay Positive podcast.
It's
like
true.
This.
Just like space and time go together, so does Stay and Positive. I'm Stay. You're Positive.
Yeah.
Because your name's Pete.
And where's the... Okay, never mind.
Shut up, Pete.
Damn. If I had to have another superpower...
So let's pick a not overpowered superpower.
Let's think of some more down to earth, even though like superpowers inherently are not down to earth.
I mean, the thing about flight is people don't realize if you fly fast, the wind is going to be in your eyes. So, like, it's going to be irritating when you're trying to fly.
Real world problem.
No, like seriously, like people don't
solutions.
People don't think
wear goggles
to fly. Yeah, wear a motorcycle helmet because like you're going fast. I assume when people say I want to fly, you're like going like the speed of like a car. You're going 50 to 100 miles an hour in the air. It's not going to be pleasant if you're not wearing a helmet.
So you would choose flight?
No, I'm just saying like
no.
When you pick a superpower, like really try to think of all the ramifications that superpower actually possesses.
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to choose something that causes destruction. Like it's cool, but it causes destruction. You know, like being able to control flames, for instance. Like the guy from Fantastic Four. Or like being a firebender, like from Avatar.
Yeah.
I never watched Avatar, but like
It's a sin in and of itself, but okay.
it's a sin.
It's a sin. But you probably don't watch cartoons, so it's fine.
No, well, to be fair,
You didn't
side
have
note, I was
Nickelodeon?
obsessed, like obsessively obsessed with Naruto when I was younger.
Naruto? Nice.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I loved that show like it was like a pet dog to me.
Yeah, that was my first
That was
legitimate
my jam,
anime.
bro. I literally watched. That was the only anime I ever watched, also.
Oh, you never watched Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Okay, dude. Never mind, man. Like,
Yeah, no, I get
throwing
it.
my
'cause-
childhood under.
No, because I watched Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh too, but when I consider first anime, Naruto was like my first legitimate anime that I watched. It's pretty good.
I mean, being able to, you see, like, I wouldn't choose like any of the stuff that like they do in those shows like Pokemon or Naruto, like being able to control the elements, even though it's super cool. Like when you think about
Because
it.
you destroy the world.
No, it's because you can like fight against other people who are equally as I don't know, man.
Well, imagine that. Imagine the cost of you having a superpower is someone else at random has to get a superpower, and you don't know who.
I don't know if that's what I care about more.
But what if it's like your arch enemy, and they abuse their power, and you have to turn into a superhero, and suddenly
Well,
this turns into a movie where it's like
Well, then
you have to find and fight this man.
that's
or
fair,
woman.
but I mean, like, that just means that I was given this power for a reason, so I have to stop them, right?
But it's scary. 'Cause
Why is it scary, dude?
You're fighting a guy with superpowers.
So what? You have superpowers too.
Well, what are they? Can you tell me your superpower
I'm
of
thinking,
choice?
man. I'm thinking.
Usually the go-to ones are flight,
Yeah,
speed,
flight, invisibility, telekinesis, all the Justice League, basically.
Yeah. What can you use for telekinesis?
With that lamp, if I wanted.
You
Just by
could,
thinking
but
it.
I could just pick it up and throw it at you. So, did you ever? You didn't watch One Punch Man, I assume.
I actually did watch one.
You did?
Man. I did.
There's a scene where like that giant the last episode or second to last episode, that psychic octopus is like throwing rocks at him at very high speed, and he's just
Yeah.
like, all you're doing is throwing rocks at me. I can do that too. And he just throws it and kills him.
I will say, so okay. Side note: I said that I'd never watched anime, but the truth is, like, I actually
You
have
watched
watched
some.
No, I've only I don't consider Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh.
No.
Like,
Not those two.
I only watched Naruto and One Punch Man. Swear. Like I literally and the thing is I watched One Punch Man like in 1 week. Because the thing is I watched a YouTube video, one of my friends showed it to me,
Yeah.
and
It's really good, by the way.
it's so absurd.
Watch One Punch Man.
It is the most absurdly hilarious
It's
show
also
ever.
motivating.
I don't find it motivating at all. I find it hilarious.
I think it's funny,
so
but also
funny.
motivating, because it's like his training routine is like so stupidly simple, and yet he gets that strength. So it's just like, as stupid as it is, it's like you consciously you'll never be that strong, but like just that motivation of like, yeah, I'll do it too.
Okay, so people, you tell me if you were gonna do
100 push-ups, 100 set-ups, 100 squats, 10-kilometer run every day for 3 years straight, no breaks.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
What is it? Was it actually that?
Yeah.
You remember that by heart?
Yeah.
Jeez, man, that's impressive.
It's motivational.
Well, I've been doing something similar to that, but I am no One Punch Man.
Well, you're not.
I'm no
you're not
Saitama.
bald yet, so
Wait, that's hilarious. I remember
he worked so hard that he lost all his hair. What's funny is when he started out, he looked like a generic anime protagonist, and then only after he got his superpowers, which is not even superpowers, he's just really strong.
That show is so absurd, man.
It's funny.
I tell you, it's like one of the funny, and I love.
And the comedy is so good because it's not like the generic
Yeah,
anime
it's so
comedy.
it's like bland comedy, And like I don't know, it's like
It's slapstick.
imagine what's slapstick.
It's like they don't rely. They go over the top on the gestures. Like that scene, for example, where he's trying to slap a mosquito, right? Remember episode 2?
Yeah.
Where a mosquito's on his head, right? And with full force, he's slapping himself in the head. And then he slowly puts down the watering plant that he's watering his cactus. And then he makes the super serious face with the audio cue that's he's and he's just like
And
this.
He's gonna freak out and
And he's like, there's no words, but it's just like, just from looking at his face, he's like, okay, this is serious now. And he just like frantically is trying to slap the mosquito. And it's like, and just the way, how nonchalant he is, like the world will be at an end and he's just like, what, yeah, hey, what's up, guys?
Dude, I know, that's the funniest part. He's literally the most carefree individual I've ever seen in the show ever. Like, he literally, like, they have, in this show, they have, like, A, B, and C, and, like, S ranked heroes, right?
The hero
and, like, an S rank is the top, A, B, and C, that type of hierarchy. And he gets, like,
the lowest rank.
Like, keep in mind, this guy is literally by far the
strongest,
most powerful, quote-unquote, hero in the show. Like, everybody knows it, everyone sees it.
No, that's the conflict, is in the show, the vast majority don't think he's that strong. That's the conflict. Only Genos knows that he's that strong. Everyone just, like, says he's cheating. He's
that's
he's
right.
lying.
I remember.
Like, for example, he, like, fought that Sea King monster who literally beat up, like, 7 other heroes. And then he shows up and, you know, does what One Punch Man does, you know, one punch. And everyone's just like, there's no way he just beat that guy in one hero. There's no way he beat that monster in one punch. And everyone started making fun of all the heroes that, like, almost died. And then, you know, to, like, respect the reputation of all the heroes that sacrificed themselves, he threw himself under the bus and said, ha ha ha, that hero was so easy. It was because everyone else made it easy for me. You know, like, people don't know that he's that strong. They genuinely think, oh, he's a cheater.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't like that about the show.
No, that's what's the conflict. That's what
I know, because you like to see, like, this protagonist, you know, like, you like to see him rise to the top. It's kind of like the whole Naruto thing, like, when he's just, like, super hardworking, abandoned as a child, whatever. Yeah. But, like, this guy literally does it to himself, and he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's doing it, he's a hero for fun. He's doing it because he likes to. And I think that's really inspirational because, you know, he doesn't care how much people, like, talk bad stuff about him. Like, he's, like, there's literally a scene where, like, he destroys the meteor in one punch, and unfortunately, when a meteor breaks, all the small meteorites still come crashing down. Yeah. So there was a lot of damage done to the city. And a lot of the people started, like, yelling at him and saying, quit being a hero, you're a horrible hero, you messed everything up. And he was like, shut up. You all suck. I don't do this for your admiration. I just do this because I want to do it. You know, and that's a very powerful message.
I remember that, yeah. If people could do stuff for themselves and not for others.
And the thing is, like, as the show progresses,
empowering.
Everyone, like, acknowledges him. Like, Genos acknowledges him.
All the S-classes also, yeah.
Yeah, so, that old man, not Garo.
Silverfang?
Silverfang Bang is his name.
Bangs. I just thought, dude, like, talking about all this stuff is making me remember how absurd the show is.
It's silly, but, like, it has heart.
It's
like,
so funny, man. I'm telling you. The first time I ever watched it was, I watched a YouTube clip of the last fight.
The last fight's the best.
It's so good. It's so it's beautiful, by the way. Like, if you've ever watched
the animation is S tier.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, man, but, like, I didn't even know that animation studios could make
that kind of stuff.
Like, it's crazy how much detail they have into that show.
It's true.
You know, like, but yeah, it was so funny because, like, this guy was, like, apparently fighting some kind of intergalactic conquering,
planet destroying.
Yeah, literally, like, what was the guy's name again? Boros?
Yeah, Boros.
Yeah, this thing apparently was supposed to be able to swallow Earth whole. And he goes and, like, fights Saitama, and Saitama literally says, like, one seer. Wait, the funniest thing is whenever he throws a punch at, like, a monster, he says, like, normal punch, or consecutive normal punches. And then for this one, he says serious punch, and he levels half of the planet.
He literally, when he throws this, so when he does a normal punch, his opponents, like, explode.
Yeah,
but when he did a serious punch, literally the sky parted. Like, all the clouds in the sky, literally, like, they were divided, you know?
Man.
And literally, like, flowers from, like, another continent were, like, blowing from the breeze of the impact.
Yeah, man, I remember.
It's cool.
That's a great show, honestly. But I heard they screwed the second season.
Yeah, because
I didn't watch it.
A different animation studio did it.
That's tough, man. I don't like that. It's a great show.
Read the manga if you want to support because the manga's good
Who
too.
reads manga, dude?
I read some manga.
Oh, that's awkward.
I don't read it. I prefer anime, but like, One Punch Man, they ruined the
I'm
second
not really,
season.
I don't watch anime. I'm not a so-called weeb. Are you a so-called weeb?
No, weeb means like I'm buying like action figures and I'm
Really?
buying a lot of merchandise or going to conventions. I just watch it.
I don't know, man. It seems pretty sus to me.
What, you think I do all that stuff?
I don't know what you do in your free time.
Shut your face. I like anime.
That looks like an action figure to me right there.
What, the little horse in a cup? Pete?
No, I was actually pointing to the action figure right there. I'm just messing with you.
There's no action figure, by the way. Pete's a
there's-
liar.
I'm just trying to make Alex out to be a weeb.
And you're wrong.
Sorry, man.
Anyway, superpowers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Teleporting would just make life so much easier. Like, I just wake up, put my clothes on, and then teleport to work.
Yeah. Human scale quantum tunneling. Imagine if we had that already.
Is that real? Like, or
Quantum
real
tunneling
theory?
is a real thing, yeah.
So it's possible to send matter from one place to another?
Yeah. It's an actual thing.
But, like it's theoretical. It hasn't been...
No. It's real.
So why are we using that?
Because it only happens on the quantum scale.
What does that mean?
Particles.
I'm made of particles.
You are made of trillions of particles.
We do it 1 trillion times.
Dude. That's not how it works.
If I put, like, my finger in...
Or maybe that is how it works.
If I put my finger in the quantum transporter, would, like, one of my particles be gone forever? Like, would I be, like, disintegrating particle by particle?
I don't know. The way that it works is if you are just information encoded as particles, then theoretically that's how it would work. Like, you're technically, I don't know, it's like weird because if you got rid of your finger, then you'd be bleeding, right? Because it's no longer there. But if, like I said, if you're information, then you can theoretically just get rid of your finger and it would just be like slicing your finger off but no biological response.
What the heck does that mean?
It means like no bleeding, like you don't see anything. It's just like a nub.
That's not how it would work, I imagine.
I mean, I don't know because I'm not a teleportation scientist. I'm just telling you what I know based on physics.
If teleportation becomes real, then actually, like, interplanetary
oh my gosh, man,
stuff would
be
be
so easy.
No, like, then we'd actually be, like, having multiple colonies on multiple worlds.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, like, right now, the biggest problem with us leaving Earth is
time.
The cost and the time, exactly. You know, like,
but if I can teleport, who cares?
Yeah, like, you can go. The thing is, teleportation is going to be really costly.
Yeah, but like,
because it will happen.
You'll have one teleporter in the space station on Earth, and then one on the Mars space station, and you'll send. I don't know. I'm curious.
Well, in order to become like an intergalactic species, you could say, human race. That is, if we even make it off this planet, given all of our unbelievable societal detriments today.
Yeah. How do you think, when the colony is established on Mars, what do you think, will human beings be, like, taller because of the lower gravitational force? Because that's a thing that happens on the space station.
Yeah, that should happen, exactly, yeah. Because there's less pressure on your spine. You know, like, the gravity is pushing your spine towards the Earth.
What if a Martian baby, if two humans from Earth gave birth to a baby boy or girl on Mars, and they spent their first, like, 25 years on Mars, and they developed with that environment, and then they came to Earth, what would happen? Would they like, suffer anything?
I don't know, man.
Would they, like...
I have no idea.
Because there are people who are really tall on Earth, but usually they kind of struggle because their spine can't sustain the weight or the pressure.
I honestly have no idea.
That'd be funny. Or not funny. That'd be interesting. Other than
Well-
Mars, what can we conquer?
Well, nowhere
We
else.
can conquer
in
Jupiter.
the solar. No, we can't.
Jupiter's moon. We can. That's
Oh, yeah.
That's Thanos' home world.
What was it called? Titan.
Titan. There's 3 of them. Jupiter has 3 moons. I think Titan is one of them.
Ganymede is another, but I don't think it's habitable. Was it
Probably Titan.
Io? No.
There was one that started with an E, I think, but I think Titan is the one that we care about. So that'll be the next next spot. So just conquer all the moons if we can't conquer the gas planets.
I mean, the thing is, they're not habitable. They're basically like other Marses.
Yeah, but like we're conquering Mars. Once we figure out how to do that, we'll conquer everything else.
I know, but they're farther away. It takes more time to get there.
Yeah, but assuming we have teleportation technology and the rocket technology, like we'll just create a Mars space station and then, phew, we'll go to Jupiter.
Easy there. I don't know if that's how it would work.
What do you mean? That's how colonization works. You go there and you do stuff.
There's a lot more to be done than just that.
I mean, I got my helmet on.
I wonder, I'm actually really curious about the tech required for space travel. I heard this thing about proton thrusters, or I don't
Was it like a
remember.
nuclear bomb as a
No,
rocket
no.
propulsion?
No, it electromagnetic it's like I don't remember what it's called. It's like damn, I actually really don't remember what it's called. But anyhow, it's basically really, really efficient in a sense that when it gets you to your like top speed, I don't know, 17,000 miles per hour, it'll get you there. It'll get you there slower than basic rocket fuel engine, whatever.
Slower?
Yeah, it'll take more time to build up to that speed. But when it does, it'll get you to a better top speed or higher top speed.
How do rockets stop in space?
They don't.
So how do you get off?
Well, they have little jet,
They shoot rockets
little
the other way?
thrusters. Like they have little air thrusters, or not air thrusters. It's just
Rocket.
stuff with pressurized air.
Yeah, so
So that they can
shoot it out.
Yeah, shoot it out, create a thrust in the opposite direction, and that way, it's like, imagine like a ball in water. That's the best I can, tell you, because it's hard to imagine a vacuum, with no gravity.
Yeah, I guess.
It's hard. I can't explain that. When you throw a ball, it's gonna never stop moving.
Maybe you should get your theoretical degree in
Physics?
theoretical physics. Yeah.
I'm okay, man. I'm okay just knowing, or rather learning as I go along, man. I don't need
I
to be a
learned
theoretical
yesterday
physicist.
that cancer cells are infinite. Like they don't run out.
I mean, yeah, it's a
No, like cells.
mutation.
No, but cells, like our cells, eventually as time goes on, like they slow down their reproduction, and eventually they might stop. But apparently, cancer cells can go infinite or much, much longer.
Yeah. Wait, you didn't know that?
I didn't know cancer can go forever.
Yeah, of course it can.
Like, wouldn't it be cool? Because like, old age is usually just the cells are getting tired of reproducing and they're slowing down.
I know where you're going with this right away.
Yeah, what if we like took advantage of the cancer cells and maybe mutate them back into like the regular ones?
I wouldn't say that. I would say just take I don't know. I'm not even like a biomedical engineer that would know anything about this, but take the part of the DNA of a cancer cell or RNA. I don't even know the difference at this point. That allows them to constantly mutate and constantly reproduce without.
To try and get whatever's allowing that property and put it into our own cells.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's even a possibility, or if I'm just saying a pipe dream right now.
Would we be able to make humans live longer?
I mean, theoretically, we would. Isn't that? Do you know how stem cells work? I don't know how stem cells work, actually.
No, I don't know biology.
I would really love to know more about stem cells, to be honest.
Yeah, if I ever...
Because I know it's the key to not aging or something, or reproducing a part of your body and regrowth and everything.
Yeah.
Staying young, immortal, whatever.
You want to hear a weird fact?
Go for it.
So a few days ago, my friend told me that our DNA, like 95% of our DNA, is fairly similar to every like living being.
Yeah.
Like including plants and stuff.
That's true.
But the DNA of an octopus is only like 40% similar to ours.
What?
Yeah, so my friend said like that's why people sometimes theorize that octopus are aliens, because literally like very small bacteria versus mushrooms versus trees versus wolves versus us, we're 95% DNA similar, and an octopus is only 40% similar.
Whoa, dude, that's wild. But there have to be other animals with a similarity to octopi.
Squids and octopuses. Octopi.
I think it's octopuses. I don't know. Who cares?
Those are the two. Those are the only two cephalopods. And their counterparts, like giant squids, or the bigger versions or the smaller versions. But essentially, cephalopods are very much more mutant than anything else.
I had no idea.
And he also said something very interesting about how, Darwin, he like about what is it? Not survival of the fittest, but like there was something he said. I forget. Anyway, like we are plastic to the environment. In other words, we like evolution for animals and ourselves usually is based on the environment. So like the example is always the giraffe. If the giraffe has small necks, they will die, and only the big neck giraffes will survive. So only the ones with the characteristics to survive in their environment, they will survive. That's how we become. That's how all animals become the way that they are. With squids, on the other hand, or cephalopods, they actually can adapt on the fly. They don't need to. It's not a matter of the survival of the fittest. Rather, they survive instinctually.
No matter what.
Like, for example, the example he gave me was like, if a squid loses its like appendage, it can like grow it back.
That's freaky.
So, and it's not really like, it's just adapting because like it lost its appendage, so it's just like, oh, I better grow it.
But to be fair, so can other land-faring reptiles. Like,
but they can only
lizards can grow tails back.
Their tails back, but not their arms and legs. So imagine if you cut your arm off and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I better grow it back. But
don't you think that the part of DNA of squid or cephalopods in general that allows them to regrow limbs is just similar to that for us? Like we can heal cuts, for instance,
but we don't grow them back.
That's weird, man. That's.
I might be wrong. Maybe my friend was wrong, but just the idea that like we're more similar to like mushrooms and plants than we are to an octopus.
That's wild. And dude, you see, the crazy thing is that those animals are freakishly smart, man.
Yeah.
Dude, like they're so intelligent. They can get out of like situations and like. I mean, they have camouflaging abilities as well, see a shark and they're instantly the same color as the rock right behind them. It's like, whoa.
You know what sparked that conversation?
What?
My friend was just like, what if you had to pick an aquatic animal, like you keep your intelligence, you lose your memory, so you don't remember you were a human, but you keep your intelligence. What maritime animal would you be?
Easily an octopus. Dude, they're so smart. They're the smartest animals.
Yeah, that's what
they said. In my opinion.
That's what they said. I said either a blue whale or a dolphin.
Why?
Because people don't really kill blue whales. So,
that's true.
And they live forever or really long time. So
blue whales, how long do they live?
Like apparently one's still alive and he's over 100, 150 years.
No.
So I'm just like, that's pretty cool.
No way.
I want to live
150 years old.
Or something very a blue whale, like really big one. So
wow,
that's pretty cool. And dolphins, because dolphins are really like aquatic humans.
I don't know, man. I would choose an octopus.
Yeah, they said octopus because their reasoning for octopus is because they have 8 arms and they can just do stuff. That was their reasoning.
Dude, like, they can I bet you they could outsmart some humans. Like, there are some pretty...
Yeah, but like...
Unfortunately, unintelligent human beings that would probably be outsmarted by an octopus.
It's true.
I would love to see something like that, like in action, like a science experiment where they just try to have like an octopus play chess against a human being or something.
The thing is, like, the octopus is smart, like, from an instinctual standpoint. It's not like it knows anything about anything.
True. That's true.
But if you were a human who had their intelligence transplanted into an octopus, then
wow,
you'd be pretty.
Well, yeah, that's weird. That's interesting. But I guess to be fair, like human beings are pretty smart and instinctual. From an instinctual.
We're just smart. We've lost all our instinct.
Have we though? Because if I pinched you right now, you'd recoil. You still have that instinct to feel pain and not let it. Like you still have that response where you don't want to feel pain.
Yeah, I wouldn't like shoot you though. Like, I wouldn't shoot my fellow humans for no reason.
Would an octopus do that?
An octopus would shoot 8 people because he could.
Because he's got 8 arms?
It's true.
Or tentacles? Or is it arms or tentacles?
It's tentacles.
Yeah.
You uncivilized creep.
Man, I tell you, like, I actually do wonder if
octopuses are...
Could you imagine, like, whatever meteor that brought life onto Earth?
Started with 2 things, and that was...
Instead of 1, and then one of them exploded into basically everything. And the other just exploded into octopuses and squids.
I mean, why not? What is our origin? Fish? Well, obviously we were bacteria first.
Bacteria in the ocean, because the planet was the ocean, mostly.
Yeah, from ice melted from all the crystals.
Yeah. So we were fish, then we were reptiles.
Frogs, we were fish, and eventually fish adapted to go on land. And
those land animals split into like reptiles and mammals, or like I don't know even how it works.
What was the first like monkey creature, like ape creature? Because they're dinosaurs, which are just their ancestors are chickens apparently. Not ancestors.
I actually looked this up the other day. I forget the name.
I believe chickens are like their ancestors are dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's right. Every bird is related to dinosaurs.
They're all pretty unintimidating.
What, birds?
Yeah. They're not as big anymore.
Well, guess not. I can tell you, I understand why T-Rex like to eat its own kind. It's pretty tasty. Chicken's not that bad, man.
I don't think they ate each other.
Yeah, they did. T-Rex was a carnivore. It ate meat.
Yeah, but not each other. Most carnivores don't eat each other.
I don't know, dude. Okay, so I can tell you that the earliest humans were part of the, I don't know, according to the Smithsonian human family tree, they are the Ardipithecus group.
Alright. And
there's
I know
also
what that
Australopithecus.
is.
And then there's the Homo group. We are Homo sapiens.
No, I get that, but like, what reptile did we
Dude, I don't know.
Come off from? Because I already know that like our homunculi brethren from the distant past, but it's like those guys had to have been not monkeys before. They had to turn into something else.
I'm trying to find it, but I'm not sure.
You probably don't know.
Me?
No, like nobody knows.
It's hard. Okay, so before Ardipithecus came, well, I could say this pronounced in Greek, to be fair, but then it won't make sense to anyone. But it says Sahelanthropus chadensis.
What does it look like?
Well, its skull. Have you ever watched Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
So you know that like crystal skull, how it's shaped a little more
on the back.
Yeah, it's got a longer skull towards the back. So that's kind of how this thing looked.
So we were birds. Eventually.
I don't want to say that.
Which reptile did we descend from?
Well, I don't even know if we descended from reptiles, man.
Well, what, monkeys existed with reptiles? I don't think so.
I don't know. They had to have a common ancestor, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. That common ancestor came out of the sea somehow. So we can just say we were fish.
All right.
That's the end all be all solution. I no, because like
Where are my gills?
the thing is, I can't like look at this. This doesn't look like anything you would consider
Yeah,
as a
that's not a
reptilian
bird
head.
skull.
It's like it's literally like that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull head. It's
Yeah.
like the mouth, the front lip is like kind of more like an overbite, and then the skull is reaching back. For anyone that's trying to picture this, like just think of that movie that I said. But it's like weird.
What's it called?
Sahelanthropus chadensis.
Okay, just Google that, viewers.
Yeah, we'll provide some links in the description too if you want to culture yourselves on our history from 8 million years ago. But I don't know. Well, when the dinosaurs died out, when 60 million years ago?
I don't know. They died from a meteor, didn't they?
Yeah.
Or is that a myth?
No, it's true.
How do we know that?
Yucatan Peninsula has a giant crater in it. That's why.
Well,
it is a peninsula because
of a crater.
Yeah.
But like
a meteor.
The meteor landed in one spot. I assume the dinosaurs were all over the world.
Yeah,
So-
but this meteor was literally the size of Long Island, or even bigger.
Then why wasn't all of life extinct,
99% of life was extinct.
including the fish?
Yeah, of course, dude.
Does that mean the fish had to like come back on land again and start over?
Basically.
Really?
That's how life works, man.
So eventually, what you're saying is fish are the dominant species.
That's not what I'm saying. But maybe octopus.
Octopus saved the world.
What
That
if he
day.
did?
They created. They.
Dude, you never know, man.
It's true. They know
Could
more.
you imagine?
They
if that's
more
actually
know
true?
than what we let them on.
Well,
That's probably why all sci-fi have like these squid creatures. Because
that's so
squids
weird.
are.
Yeah, like they have multiple arms and they have tentacles, or like I don't. This is a crazy weird or not analogy, but like similarity. But they used to have this Scooby Doo show,
Alright.
Mystery Inc.
Yeah.
Right? And whatever, you know how Scooby Doo is, and like the final end all antagonist was this parrot, this like super intelligent parrot.
Okay.
Right? But then, like, in the end of the show, this parrot, like, mutates into this giant squid creature. Like, and the premise of the end of the story was that they, like, there's, like, this alien species that's trying to take over the world, and then, like, this parrot inherits those powers and tries to help them take over, and he turns into, like, this squid creature. So I'm saying, like, the point is, like, why is it that, like, our popular culture has, like, actually really...
Adopted squid. We're being hypnotized.
Dude!
Subliminal messages.
What if...
Cthulhu is like... No, Cthulhu usually is depicted as like a squid creature or like a squid head. So...
Yeah, that's true. What is this? What is so inherently evil about things with more than two arms?
They're smarter than us.
Are they though?
We don't know. That's the trick.
I wonder.
They're pretending to be dumb.
I wonder.
We don't know.
What if we could get in contact? What if? Oh my gosh.
What
this
if
is a scary
that's
thought.
what sparks an alien invasion?
You see,
Is they just want to bring
yeah.
the squids back
Here's
home?
a scary thought. What if we've been literally we've been observed by these creatures this whole time?
Well, they're underwater.
No, I know, but I'm saying like they're just like how we have security cameras in our homes. Like those squids and octopus
Are living security cameras.
They are literally there just to watch us for like a higher being.
They're doing a pretty bad job because they're underwater.
I mean, we're eating some of them too, so that
Yeah, so they're not going to really. What are they live streaming?
But it's like throwing a security camera in the garbage because it doesn't work anymore. You know, it's like
but we don't eat the security camera.
Yeah,
But what if it's like a live stream? What if the aliens are like watching us
on
when
Netflix?
Yeah, on whatever live streaming services that they're paying $19.99 for per month, per alien month, and they're just and they're watching us like kill their security cameras that we call them octopuses.
I don't know.
Hot
Sometimes
take.
octopus and
Conspiracy theory podcast.
Some soup tastes good, you know.
I never had octopus.
Greek people weed octopus with like oil and vinegar.
There's octopus in the Mediterranean?
Yeah, of course.
Alright.
It's good. It's pretty good.
I've only had it like once with sushi.
Really?
It's meh.
But
It's like every other fish creature.
tell you what, it's not that smart when it's cooked.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But yeah, I'm curious about intelligent life beyond. I'd love to know if there was something out there that was just watching us and bashing its head through the wall. wondering
if there was ever intelligent life, would they also be humanoid bipedal?
I have no idea. Why is there any reason to believe that they would?
Because we are.
Yeah, but so what?
We're the only ones on Earth that have done it.
Yeah, but so what?
So, as far as you told me something that I hated when you told me it. You said, I told you imagination is limited, and it's like you said it's limitless, and you're like it's limited to what you know, and then I couldn't come up with any explanation that proves you wrong.
I remember that.
So but using it in this context, we've never seen another creature with super intelligent life. We are the only ones. So what's stopping us to believe that all the other creatures, hypothetically, that are intelligent on other planets...
Well, two things. First off, I wouldn't call us super intelligent.
we have...
We're intelligent. We're not super intelligent, man.
We build houses.
Yeah, and skyscrapers and airplanes and whatever.
No. We use electricity. That's the peak of intelligence.
No way.
Yeah, because think about this. We used fire as cavemen.
Yeah.
No other creature ever does that.
Yeah, I know, but...
And then we channeled that ability to improve it, and then we started cooking.
There's way more for us, dude.
No. I'm not saying we can't reach higher.
It's not the peak.
Okay, it's the key. Is utilizing energy is the key to intelligence, because no other creature
that is true
is doing that.
I believe that as well. But
all the other creatures are just bashing their heads against each other and eating each other like a bunch of savages.
Yeah.
At least when we eat each other, we're cooking it.
Oh my god, you're so messed up. Well, no, what was I saying? There's you literally made me lose my train of thought, you fool.
Sorry. I said that energy is the secret to intelligence.
No, before that.
I said it was the highest point, electricity.
Before that.
I was saying bipedal. Aliens will be bipedal because that's what we're limited to.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah, and then you. Yeah.
And you did.
I don't think just because we don't know any other possibility for human life, technically our imagination is limited by what we know. It's obvious. Yeah, you don't like that.
Shut up, Pete. You're making me question my own.
Look, it's
values.
True. It's fine, but what I'm saying is it doesn't mean that the scope of imagination itself is technically limited. It is only our imagination that is limited. But the fact of the matter is. I'm making you want to go 360 now, huh? Almost.
You're basically saying that a person's imagination is limited to what they know, but what they can know is limitless.
Yes, exactly. So
fine.
To that, within that context, I don't think we necessarily have to consider any other intelligent life similar to our. I don't know, modes of transport. 2 legs. Bipedal, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to necessarily be they could be having 3 legs. 2 fingers on each hand. I don't know. Remember Paul, the movie Paul? It was the little gray alien?
No.
Whatever, it's this messed up movie.
Horrible name for a movie, Paul.
It's some stupid comedy movie.
Was it E.T. the sequel?
No, it's not, but it's a really stupid comedy movie. Kind of funny though. It's a funny movie to watch when you're 12. And you're just first getting to watch rated R movies.
Oh, it's rated R?
I mean, yeah, but it's Ted, Comedy.
That's not comedy.
No, but yeah, I wonder. We could see Stranger Things type aliens.
Yeah, I played I know you don't play games, but I was playing Mass Effect.
I've heard of that game, but I don't know what it's about.
And one of the things that it's a great trilogy. Don't play Mass Effect Andromeda, the 4th one. If someone holds it against you and says play it or you die, just choose death. It's better.
Wow.
It's a really bad game.
Hot take.
It's really bad.
Okay. Worse than Last of Us 2?
Last of Us 2 is intentionally miserable.
Watch episode 6.
Watch episode 6.
Listen to episode 6, I'm sorry.
Mass Effect Last of Us 2 is poorly written, but everything else is decent, or not decent. Everything else is really good, but the writing and structure of the writing was bad.
Really?
And they just went really into the gore factor and the darkness factor. And, most of the reviewers, and I am tempted to agree, it's just a game you play if you want to feel miserable. It's not a game. It's not a game you play for fun. It's just like it's not giving you anything to work with in the fun department. Whereas
that was Last of Us 2, right?
Yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda. So basically, in my opinion, what makes Mass Effect a great game is the gameplay is good, but it's mainly the world building and the writing. So in Mass Effect Andromeda, guess what two things they ruined?
Don't know.
World building and the writing.
Oh, nice.
So literally, its two top selling points were the two dumbest, worst things in the game.
Huh.
So it's like and I'm exaggerating. Like if someone held a gun to your point and said play it, you might as well play it. Life is worth living. But you're either going to like it ironically or just not have a good time. Especially if you like the original Mass Effect, because it's like here's a perfect example. It's like so basically the plot of Andromeda is you're no longer in the solar system, you're going to the Andromeda galaxy, which is like 300 light years away or something.
No, it's more than that, I thought.
And you're going there to colonize it.
Yeah.
And the leader is your father, who ends up dying, and not for revenge, by the way. He just dies. And he saves you. You're saved, and you're second in command, I guess. And you met someone's like, "Where's your father?" And he's like, "He's dead." It's like, your dad is dead, and then you're smiling, like a creepy smile, because their facial animations were really bad.
Oh, okay.
So it's just it's cringe. The dialogue, the animation, it's all just a horrible mess. So.
That's.
But the one thing.
I can't say I feel your pain, though.
Yeah, no, but I don't care because I didn't play it. But the thing about Mass Effect is most of the intelligent species are bipedal, and very humanoid-ish looking.
I mean.
No, I know, but
you only know what you know.
You don't know what you don't know. They made a Hanar, which are basically giant jellyfish, telekinetic. What's the telepathic? Is that when you can read minds or talk through each other's minds? Mind reading.
Yeah.
So they made the Hanar. They made Krogan, which are bipedal, but they're giant lizard men.
Mm-hmm.
With they're just giant compared to the human body. And they made some bipedal creatures have 3 fingers instead of 5.
Yeah.
Which honestly doesn't even make that much of a difference. If you try living with only 3 fingers instead of all 5, you'll do almost everything you can virtually the same.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I mean, it's just about leverage.
Yeah, 5 is more, so it's better.
Of course, but it doesn't really matter that much in the end.
No, but 3 is the bare minimum, because you can't do the same thing.
No, you definitely cannot.
With 2. With your thumb and 1 finger,
I mean, think about it. We live in a 3D space. If you only have 2 things, you can only really hold things in 2 dimensions. If you had 3, you can hold in 3 dimensions because you have 1 pushing up, 1 pushing sideways, 1 pushing forward.
It's very, very scientific. Thank you.
I mean, it's just math. It's not that hard to understand.
I mean, I never thought of it that way.
But yeah, I don't know. Have you ever watched the movie Arrival? They made their it's basically about this weird super
ship.
Yeah, it's a ship.
Is this the one where the ship where someone wakes up early and no, it's a different one. Okay, go on.
No, it's basically this ship just shows up on Earth and then they there are these alien creatures that live on there, but they're harmless. They don't do anything to hurt the human beings, right? But they're trying to communicate, and they basically look like giant squid.
Okay.
Squid creatures, tentacles and everything. They're like trying to communicate by using this ringed circular language. It's weird. It's like just ink blots.
It's alien, yeah.
Yeah, it's alien. It's like a universal language essentially. I don't even know how to explain it, but like the whole premise of this movie was that the what's her face? I forget her name. I'm gonna look up her name. But she's a linguistics professor, like very world renowned, whatever. And they asked her to come over here with a physicist to try and learn how to communicate with these aliens. You know, like to try to figure out like what they're doing here and what they want. Amy Adams, that's her name. You know, the redhead actress.
No.
Well, whatever. She's the linguistics expert here, and anyways, she like figures out like how to communicate with these aliens, whatever, and it's kind of weird. Like, apparently,
does she succeed?
Yeah, she does. She's able to like learn their language and then
talk back to them.
And then she realizes that like the craziest twist comes at the end. So spoiler alert. I'm sorry, I'm spoiling it if you haven't watched it.
What's it called?
Arrival.
Okay.
It's an amazing movie. You gotta watch it. But basically, at the end of the movie, it's revealed that she's like having visions of her future, like with her daughter, because she can see the future. So like they came to Earth because her specifically, like they knew she could save them in like X amount of years. So apparently, this alien civilization that came to Earth,
see the future.
They live independent of time. So you remember how we talked about how time is bounded?
Yeah.
Like we live in a bounded time as human beings. These aliens are not bounded by that same time. You know, like they came into the past. They time traveled, introduced this woman to the fact that she has these like weird ability to see into the future and whatnot, and taught her their language essentially, even though she didn't know it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, I don't know, something like where she ended up like seeing her own daughter's death and like knew who she was gonna marry as her husband, but did it all anyway. And it was weird. And like at the end of it, it was the craziest twist. Where at the end of the story, she hops on a phone, to call a very like important figure in the movie, but this was like from the past. So like in the end of the story, they're showing a scene where she's telling, or was it in the past? I don't remember. It's just a wild movie, like timelines all over the place, really interesting.
Confusing.
It is. It's a little confusing if you watch it for the first time through, but it's really engrossing. And like the point is like, quite frankly, I strayed from the point and just ended up explaining the movie. But the point is they depicted these aliens as like squid tentacled creatures. And it's like,
and they're not bound by time.
No.
It's a Rick and Morty episode.
I mean, you could say that. Do you watch Rick and Morty a lot?
I've seen every episode.
Really?
Yeah, there's only 4 seasons.
Okay, I don't watch a lot of Rick and Morty.
There's one episode where they stop time.
Oh.
And they start time. They stop time because they threw a party and they didn't want to get in trouble. So they stopped time to clean up the house before the parents got back home. So they did that. They cleaned up the house, and then they start time again. And apparently, when you stop time and start it again, time becomes unstable. So some hijinks happens, and multiple timelines occurred. So basically, if one character makes one of 2 decisions, then the timeline divides into 2 because the person could have done one of 2 things.
That makes sense, actually.
So imagine that happening like 10 times, and now there's like 70 something. There's a bunch of timelines, right? Happening.
No, that makes sense. I mean, think about it, because like time moving linearly means that you're making a decision as time is going on, but like when you're making a decision, it's like butterfly effect again, It's
not butterfly effect, it's just multiverse theory, I guess. It's like for every decision you make, there's a world where you didn't make that decision. And that applies to every one of us. So billions of people making billions of decisions creates infinite Earths. That's a quote, by the way, from Batman movie or Justice League movie.
No way.
Yeah, it's a good quote. I liked it.
I mean, I can imagine it, but that's still pretty mind-boggling to wrap your head
And
around.
no. Basically, the time police comes where they're from the fourth dimension, and they are immortal and they don't follow the rules of time. They can travel through time, and they're like not squid head, but they're also like a floating like freak thing. And it's funny because the way you described everything is like sounds a lot like this alien, because this alien isn't bound by time. He can go to any time he wants.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Well, the weird thing is these things are like also 12, 15 feet tall.
Oh, alright.
You know, they're huge.
And they're octopuses?
You can say that. They're
Yeah.
weird. They have like really bulbous heads.
Yeah.
And, like they have their feet and they can like kind of just shimmer and like float around everywhere. I don't know, it's weird.
Are they floating?
I don't even know, man.
Can an octopus... are octopus aquatic? Or can they survive on land? If I took an octopus and put it on land, will it die from not being in the water, or can it actually survive? Like, and not like naturally. Of course, it would die eventually because it doesn't have any biological features to survive on land. But
No,
it wouldn't die from breathing.
No, it would. They have gills.
Oh, so they are aquatic.
They cannot breathe air, but they can actually store water in their mantles. I don't know what a mantle is. That's what it says here.
Is it that fleshy head that they have?
No, that's a head, Alex.
Then what the heck's a mantle?
I don't know, dude.
An octopus is just a head with a mouth on its bottom and a bunch of legs.
Beaked
Not
mouth.
legs.
Isn't that weird, dude, that the octopus has a beaked mouth?
Why is that weird?
It's freaky, man. Like, you see this thing that's, like, super, like, wavy
Wiggly.
and, like, slimy and whatever, and then, like, the place where it actually eats is just this hard structure. It's a beak. Isn't that freaky to you?
I mean, it's 40% our DNA. It's not supposed to look like us.
Yeah, I guess. By the way, what was that?
They're coming for us, Pete.
Okay.
We better end this episode quickly.
Okay. Alright, in that case, stay positive,
Stay
everybody.
positive.
The octopi are coming.
Emergency!